Lachie.
Nick.
What the heck, Matt?
So hard.
You're rushing it.
I'm Nick. This is Matt. And
I'm Lachie.
I'm Nick.
I'm Matt, and we're the Meeks brothers. And we thought we'd just take this chance today to share about how we became Christians and what that means to us. So we as Christians believe that there is a God who is real and who created the world. But if you look around today, even you just see so much brokenness. There's people who are hurting, people who are suffering. There's injustice, so much evil in the world, and we believe that that is just what's showing that our relationship with God is broken. We believe God actually created us to worship Him and be in a relationship with Him, but that brokenness is really just a fractured relationship.
Yeah, and that's where Jesus comes into the picture. God, 2,000 years ago, put on flesh and bone and skin and came down to this world as Jesus to pay the penalty for the brokenness in this world, so that our relationship with Him could be restored, so that what we're designed to do could actually be done perfectly. Yeah.
And in that we set free, because Jesus dies for us so that we can be completely free and have a new identity in Him. And through God's love, His love can actually be who we are, and be drive the way we live. And yeah.
So I became a Christian 13 years ago when I was in year 5. I was on a dirt bike camp. I'd heard about Jesus, but there was a leader there who was a real sick role model, and I really just saw that he was living for Jesus, and I wanted that at the time, so I became a Christian. But the thing that was hard was we went in the church and I didn't really know what it looked like to be a Christian. So I straight away thought Christianity was all about rules. And then for the following 8 years, I really struggled because I was always just trying to live my life based on following the rules. And I would constantly just be making mistakes and not living how God called me to. And I was really frustrated, and I really felt like I actually didn't have salvation. I didn't actually know if I would go to heaven one day. But then thankfully in year 12, I went along to this conference. And I was told about how God isn't actually trying to get a religious kind of side out of us, but He wants a relationship with us. And that really changed my perspective. And I realised that Christianity is actually about us living a life in response to what Jesus has done and really honouring that relationship with God. So yeah, that was a really sick turning point for me.
I guess my story, knowing Jesus, really started in high school, where I struggled a lot with anxiety and stress from just study and the world around me telling me I had to be someone, and get this degree and study this and be that person. That stress and anxiety very quickly turned to depression. It wasn't until year 12, I'd been going along to a youth group for the free food and the games, and it wasn't really until year 12 that I heard this one message one night at church that because of Jesus, our identity is actually secure in Him, and God, like the creator of the universe, actually values us indefinitely and extraordinarily. And that was incredible to hear. Living a life where I struggled each day, whether my marks were going to make me the person I was, whether I was going to get into this degree, to finding out that the creator of the world loved me and wanted to be in a relationship with me because of what Jesus had done, really changed everything. And that set me on a journey to discover who this Jesus person was, and didn't take long to discover that He really was who He said He was, and that He died and rose again. And it was from that moment that I sort of took a step of faith and started my journey of becoming a Christian.
Well, when Nick and Matt started going to youth group, I just wanted to copy what they were doing, like most younger brothers or younger siblings do with older siblings. I was too young to go at the time, but as soon as I was old enough, I was just constantly going. And I just never really challenged the idea of it all being true, just because I wanted to agree with them completely. I was just living that, but never really living for God, and God calls us to live completely for Him. And I was struggling with living more so for things like surfing, for things like popularity, and for school and stuff. And God was just like a sub part of my life. And then these summer holidays came up where I broke my arm. It was real nasty. Nick and I were at my grandma's.
Smooth stuff.
And all ended in tears. yeah, so I had nothing to do, and I had a lot of really awesome people coming over, read the Bible with me, and just hanging out with me when I was like really bored. And those holidays, I grew like intimate with God and actually learned what it means to be in a relationship with Him and to live for Him completely. Like, because He calls us to live completely for Him and not for anything else, and to live almost sacrificially for Him. And yeah, since then, I've been going to some mat still and living for Him and putting aside idols.
I think it's cool because like all of us, we all started off like having the faith presented to us and we accepted it. But like Nick, I didn't actually start living my faith out until I was like year 12. So that might have been a Christian for probably like 8 years. It's only then that I realised that it wasn't actually a religion. We had to follow a bunch of rules. It was a relationship with God and just living a life to kind of really honour Him. And that really changed my perspective.
Yeah, it's all been a journey of knowing and finding out who Jesus is, right? I guess it's also been pretty incredible just seeing how like both of you and all of us have been in each other's stories and played parts that probably we haven't even realised.
Like, we still fight like brothers, we still get annoyed each other, but we all live under the same freedom and we all can constantly come back to that same constant. And yeah, we can all like really help each other with that.